I'm only controlling the puppet and not the man.
Is the dude not here? I thought
No,
you...
he is. It's just I can't control him.
Oh. Oh. There you go.
Great.
All right.
Wesley, you get down there and you see an old man sitting in the basement, all but naked for a towel wrapped around his waist, staring intently at a collection of loose change, silt, and wrinkled handkerchiefs. There's what looks to be multiple magic runes carved into the foundation of the store, and each of them thrums with a mild benevolent energy. Suitcases, boxes, old instruments, and torn parchment lay scattered about. A card table is set up in the back of the basement, with pawns and game pieces strewn carelessly about it. And the man, without looking over, just barks, "Ah, what's that? Keep it down up there! You're ruining my concentration!"
I'm just standing there, speechless. I use the. I'm holding the puppet as if I were controlling it at this point, and I use the arms to make the puppet cover its eyes.
The old man is not facing you and doesn't notice this motion.
Yes, I know, but it's only he's only wearing a towel. I'm gonna Also, by the way, now this character is off the grid and my puppet is not.
That's fine. He's off the grid.
I'm going to walk
No,
over
Adam,
here.
no.
Is there anything I see that could possibly mean a way out of here?
There's holes in the floor.
Out of here as in away from the city.
Give me a perception check.
All right.
Fucking god damn it. All right. Wesley, you notice that there's something purple sticking out from underneath this rug.
I pick up the rug.
um,
I pick it up and look under, and I'm like, oh.
Immediately, as if a fucking apparition, the wizard snaps in front of you. It's like, all right, you're gonna need to nod.
I make the puppet nod.
All right then. The wizard gingerly puts the rug back into location. It's like, that's for later. I have to do my exposition first. And then he goes back to sitting down in the middle of the carpet.
I walk over here. I sit down. I make the puppet assumes a cross-legged position on my lap, and I'm just going to wait until he does his exposition because that's the only way that I can see to get out of here.
Okay. Oh, fucking hell. So moments pass. You hear bangs and bops and loud noises. You hear somebody shouting something about a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card. You hear a fatherly embrace. And a gaggle of haggard, burnt, singed, covered in ash, and just sad-looking wizards come down the staircase.
And a dad.
And a dad.
Howdy, mister!
Both of the heads look over.
Tenrier is not sad at all. He just kind of has this look of.
Also, something else is the puppet has a sock puppet on one of its hands, and that also looks over.
Oh god damn it!
Here, hold on.
Too many puppets.
It's on
Puppetception.
the sock puppet is on the token of the puppet. So
you guys see exactly the same thing.
That's my sock puppet.
Yeah. So if everybody sees the same thing about the wizard, he's just sitting there staring at shit on the ground. Adam, you actually know something about this character. You know this to be the leader of the Planehoppers. And
Roll credits.
you must provide the leader a token to show that you're in the know of how the Planehoppers work. Otherwise, he won't give you any information.
Do I have said token?
You're not positive, but you're pretty sure your dad would.
Papa,
Yeah, kiddo.
you haven't have that token on you.
I got lots of tokens upstairs. Which one?
The one for... I gesture back to the old man.
Oh! You want me to get our guest one of our Disneyland tokens?
Sure. Yes.
Duncan, you had managed to. Oh fuck, I forgot about this. You had managed to pocket one of the Chuck E. Cheese tokens from before, and you have that on
Okay.
you.
Or this one, and I pull out my Chuck E. Cheese token, which I totally pocketed earlier.
Yeah. Yes. Seldra holds out her hands. Yes, that'd be it.
Okay, and then I approach the old man sitting on the carpet. Is he facing me?
No, he's facing away at the wall.
Okay, I say, "Hey, mister."
He does not respond. He
I'll
stares
try
intently
again.
at the floor.
"Hey, mister."
Still nothing.
Do I know them by name?
Yeah, you know this guy's name. This is Wizro Dumbledolf. He is he is the leader of the Planehoppers.
Hey, Wizro.
You know the deal, Seldra. Gotta do the process.
Tenrier's
I
poking
set this
his
all up.
chest over here.
Kuba, did you hand my character the token thing? I hand the token to the.
Ah,
Crazy old man.
there, adventurer. Welcome aboard. I will now tell you everything.
I love how that happens, and Tenrier's just like over poking the chest.
There are people turning into sludge. There's a giant snake thing outside. What is going on?
Oh yeah,
Ah,
speaking
snake
of sludge,
thing?
I have somebody in a jar.
He looks at you. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's a beautiful day outside.
Can I just take a moment to just, like, kind of just lead the man over to the door and just kind of show him outside?
You go upstairs and you see a beautiful grove of cherry trees. The air is fresh. You seem to be atop a mountain. Birds sing in the sky. And the wizard looks at you. I told you, it's a beautiful day. Now, please, come downstairs and we can talk.
Oh,
Are you some kind of weather forecaster, mister?
Fucking Joel? I have had meetings in your basement for 40 plus years. You know who I am.
so Seldra's gonna go off to the corner and she's gonna cast Mending on herself.
Okay. Ezro looks around at you guys. And he's like, ah, shit. Is this really the best we've got? All right.
Tenrier kind of like looks over as he's poking his chest.
The puppet crosses his arms in an annoyed fashion.
I had a companion, but he won't be back for 8 hours.
That's oddly specific. All right. Well, you
I
should.
assure you, my students are quite skilled.
Frank is playing around with like a cat's cradle of magic.
Tenrier pulls out the jar that's holding Penelope ooze. I mean, except for her, she's ooze.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah. Do you know a new way to return sludge to a human form? Well,
You would need to get the magic back. The magic is what. Look. Let me just lay this all out for you. So, you and your dad know the basics, but everybody, let me tell you a story. A story. He walks over. It's still in just a bath towel about the Planehoppers. I am Wizro Dumbledolf, leader of the
Question.
Planehoppers. Yes.
If we're helping you, does this mean we have to go pantsless?
No, I'm just enjoying my afternoon meditation. You are completely within your right to wear pants.
Right.
How about cargo shorts, mister?
Look, Joel, you're. I'm not going to tell you again how much I hate your wizard robes. They're awful.
Tenrier goes back to messing with the chest he's in front of.
Each to their own, mister.
What we know, you've all experienced something awful, and I apologize for being unable to help you further.
I guess I kind of just tapped Tenrier on his shoulder. I'd appreciate if you. I've been ignoring it till now, but I'd appreciate if you didn't steal from my home.
Oh, I'm not stealing. I'm bored.
Yeah, the magic chest seems to be firmly locked with a belt.
Yeah. This just interests me more than what he's saying right now.
Seldra's just gonna take a. Seldra's just gonna pinch his ear and drag him by his ear over to the.
It's all very anime.
The wizard's like, all right, Now let me tell you a tale.
Uh,
We are the Planehoppers, a splinter organization of the Wizards. We attempt to undermine the very authority that the Wizards established here for one reason and one reason alone. He looks around at you. Magical power corrupts. The more powerful a wizard, the more likely they are to succumb to the dark whisperings of the Ancient Ones. It takes a mental fortitude of unknowable strength to resist their temptations at such a level as the Grand Magisters. Thus we, the Planehoppers, are a countermeasure should ever the Magisters get out of hand. Conveniently, though, just last winter they made plane hopping illegal. My kin have all been exterminated from the land of Estrella. Do not worry, though, they won't find us here. This place is a very ancient magic. Did you notice when you came in that this shop wasn't blasted with color as every other piece of abomination masonry in this village? It can blend in and become another shop in the district, anywhere and any time it wants in Estrella. If you were to have come here looking for us with evil intent, you would never have found us. The spell seeks your intentions and deems whether or not to reveal itself to you. Our location changes at will. The city lends us its strength, but it isn't the only place. We can appear anywhere on the premise of Estrella.
Like a food truck.
Essentially, Joel, although I'm pretty sure your food kills people.
what the heck is
Hey,
a
hey,
food
Papa's
truck?
cookie is quite good.
If you say so. Dude, you
Well,
don't
what
even
the
wait a
heck is
minute.
a
You don't even have
food
to
truck?
eat.
I don't have to, but I can.
Oh, that's just gross.
Do you have taste buds?
I'm gonna say yes to screw you.
Roll 4 for taste buds.
Anyone who likes my cooking has taste buds, I can tell you that.
Roll a d4 or what?
Yeah, roll a d4. You can taste 3 flavors: salty, spicy, and sour.
The 3 important flavors.
Now, to save the wizards, that's another story. They're being destroyed. Their magical energy siphoned, leaving only their frail and sometimes ancient bodies behind. A wizard stripped
Frank
of
is
that much
cowering.
power won't be able to hold their form for long, and if they're too old, they'll simply melt, as you've seen.
Yep, that's kind of happened to one of my students. Tenrier
I
has
have them in a jar.
Oh, that's lovely.
Think about it.
Hmm.
And then it's also it's probably as you feared. I relate to I relate to Wizro what happened in the school.
Oh, that is worse than I had imagined. And you say that she has summoned creatures from beyond the realm to take the magic from these wizards as well.
It seems so, but it's strange. I mean, Tarash. It's not important.
We need to defeat Vercule to stop this. She lives in the Grand Magister's citadel, but there's still a problem. Just like us, she doesn't have a finite location. The citadel uses the same philosophy. Were it to know we sought it, we'd never find it. We need to gather information from the other Magisters. The Council, did you see them on the broadcast?
Yes, sadly.
It's likely that one of the Council members knows how to break into the Grand Citadel. Unfortunately, they too are hidden, scattered across the very planes of existence. I can get you to any plane, and rather close to the Magisters. We've been studying their whereabouts before my members were taken out. But, you'll have to find your way back. Here, he passes you a white skull. This is Rufus. He'll help you. You got a white skull.
So this takes Rufus. Hello, Rufus.
The skull chatters silently. He'll help you find your way back to this room when your job's done. Trust him. Now,
Ian, the hamster is cold.
Is Frank listening to any of this?
no, he's sitting in the corner just kind of trembling and also trying to calm himself with magical tricks. The other two are playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On the table.
Of course they are.
Now, he hurries over to the table. Hold on. Yeah, and he deftly brushes off all of the stuff that's on the table, including the cards, much to the dismay of Mavin and Gavin, and places down a big map. It's a chart of all of the planes, and he says to you, "Where would you like to start?"
Oh
Ooh.
god. Oh god. Okay. Where are we
Oh,
at?
that's cool.
Where are we at?
Right, you made this?
I mean, I
Yeah.
put question marks on a pre-existing map of the planes, if that's
Yeah.
what you mean by made.
Oh.
All right, where are we right now?
Yeah.
You are currently in the material plane of Astrea.
So right
Which
down here.
is right up where? Oh,
Right
right
at
up
top
Oh, up
left
there.
corner. Top left corner.
All right.
I
And all of these question marks relate to different places. Now, he also has a list of the Magisters. Starting first and foremost, there's Vercule Hysterica, the Grand Magister wizard who has dominion over the material plane. There is Pyrrha Helms, who lives deep beneath in the mines of Astrea, in an inaccessible fortress of magma and stone. You must find its entrance through the plane of fire. She has dominion over the Great Conflagration. Lydia Dimsprocket, a wild mage whose location changes like the wind. Nobody knows for sure where she resides, and she has dominion over the abyss. Ballast Wimbledon, a flighty man in wild, brightly colored wardrobe. Tailor in the Kaida district, and his shop can easily be found without plane hopping. He has dominion over the ethereal plane. Leah Shide, an enchantress, can be found through the Feywild, though her location is uncertain. This member has nothing known about them other than that they hail from outside the realm. Clunk lives in a door hidden behind a fortress of a maze. Only through solving the maze can one find him, yet all who try perish. It is said that a secret can unlock safe passage, though some speculate this secret only allows one attempt to the maze without being unfairly slaughtered. He has dominion over the labyrinth winds. Baron LeBlanc occasionally holds house parties at his manor in the Salt Flats. It would be wise to get an invitation first before attending. It is unknown what wizard powers the Baron has, for he never displays his talent. He has dominion over the Salt Flats. And then Argus Shakespeare lives outside Astrea in a massive frozen fortress in the plain of Frostfell. There he commands his cold iron army for the wizards of Astrea. He has dominion over Frostfell.
I like the one that says that he's from outside.
My vote is for the wild mage.
Soldier just turns to Yukub as Papa. What do you think?
We should go to the realm of the dread gods and ask for their help.
A quick glance at the map tells you that there is no such realm of the dread gods.
Unless
I
we're
mean,
talking about the
dead gods. I left my contact lenses in the case upstairs.
slowly face palms.
Zelda just kind of shakes her head. She would know that her father isn't very magically adept.
Fire's probably out of the question.
What?
The abyss is probably a horrible one. How would we even find the wild mage? we know
Whisper looks
where
at you and is
he-
like, I'm not entirely certain. We could go to the Abyss for information, but it's the Abyss. Probably not a great idea
Probably
to
a
do
bad
that.
idea.
We could
Honestly, I kind of
do
like
that.
that one that said that he's just from the outside.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the hardest one to lock down. None of us have even ever seen him.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this time. My character just sets the puppet down on the table, just takes away his hands, and the puppet gets up and says, "Yeah, we definitely shouldn't do that."
You
Do
guys all
which
see
one?
a puppet animate itself.
Yeah, you guys
And,
just saw a
fucking
wooden puppet. Just,
Tenrier has no reactions, just like, yeah, which one?
is anyone taken aback by the fact that the inanimate object just started talking?
I guarantee you
No.
Joel Simpson would be.
Yeah,
I mean-
Tanner just kind of pokes it. It's like, okay, which one?
I mean, Soldier's made out of
Joel
clockwork, so
Simpson
it's
claps.
standard for her.
like it's the magic trick. But that's all I do.
Maybe we should try Argus.
It seems like he might be more so for, well, Astrea, which
I have a lot of fire-based cantrips.
I'd prefer not. Yeah, I'd prefer not to go there.
Not yet, at least. Without maybe one ally or.
Well, what do you have in mind, Wesley?
My vote was for the Abyss person.
You really think we should go to? Why?
Rat,
'Cause-
what do you think?
Frank looks over to the table and ponders. If I may suggest something, I've always wanted to go to one of the Baron's parties.
But don't you have to be invited to go to his party?
I'm sure that is true, and I don't know if he'll be hosting any after the calamity that just occurred. But just putting my opinion out there. He slinks back into the corner.
How do you
I'm gonna
think-
get off the table and go over to Frank.
Frank seems a little disconcerted near you.
I'm just kind of looking him up and down and says, "Yeah, you could do."
What? What does that mean?
What?
Frank is very concerned.
I kind of like that. Hey, you orc person. Can you trust me on this for a second? Can you trust me for a sec?
I'm having a very hard time trusting anyone today.
Rude,
Well,
I saved you.
What are you doing? Don't hurt Frank.
I kind of tap my chin and I look at my sock puppet and say, "Can you trust this?"
What? He looks at the sock puppet.
It's a sock puppet. Do you trust me now?
You're a puppet. With a
Yes,
sock
I am.
Puppet.
Yes.
I don't know if that makes you more or less trustworthy.
It's kind of funny, I think.
Would you prefer to be? Would you prefer that I bring over my familiar?
He actually gets a little excited. You have a familiar? None
I
of us-
point to the man that was puppeting me.
The smile immediately drains from his face. That is not a familiar. That is an old man.
I say, I mean, clearly it's a familiar. I snap my fingers and dismiss him.
The man poofs out of existence. It's like Frank's eyes widen. I have
Joel
so
starts
much
clapping
to learn.
again.
I mean, if anything, I have an amazing familiar. He snaps his fingers. Oh, right, 8 hours.
Aw.
Frank's
Yeah,
seen
my
your
spell.
familiar in
My
play.
spell was at the
He
end.
knows what it does.
Anyway, orc person, what's your name? Frank.
Frank, yeah.
Cool. Can you trust me on this for a second? On something?
Frank does not trust you.
We'll get to that.
Okay. Can I walk over to
Please
Frank?
don't
and try to
puppet
give
the
him an
Frank.
inspirational speech.
Okay.
Can I walk over and pick up the little fucking puppet?
I
You can try.
look over. Why are you trying to touch me?
I'm curious.
About?
That's a sexual predator, folks.
What are you?
He looks at you and says, "I'm a tree. What do you think I am?"
Some form of magical construct that defies all logic and meaning.
Yeah, that pretty much sums me up.
Interesting. What
Whisperer
were you
looks
going to
around.
do to him?
Wow! Aren't we all just a bunch of misfits? Can we please get to the point?
yeah, what were you going to do to Frank?
Oh,
Oh,
I was going to give him an
I-
inspirational speech.
I say, "Well,
please do.
you know, my spell was almost up. It's not real. My find familiar spell was almost up. It's not really easy to walk around as a puppet all day. So normally I just walk around until I can, until my familiar is about to be dismissed, and then I just set myself down somewhere and let and summon it again once I can do it. It's a very long process, and it's just much easier to have someone to puppet me that doesn't disappear with a snap every 8 hours.
Sounds like your spell is a little lacking.
It's the same spell that you use, apparently.
Oh no, I don't use a spell. I just pull a outsider from his plane of existence.
The Wizro looks up. I'm sorry, what now?
I say, yeah, well, it seems like it has a time, has a thing. You said 8 hours, so
Yeah,
No. Hold on. You. What?
Oh shit! I said that out loud. Nothing at all.
You immediately feel magical energy scanning you, coursing through your body, and looking you over as if very, very suspicious of you.
God, that feels. Oh God. Okay.
Okay,
Whew.
so you're not a strong mage, but
No.
you know of the outsiders? How?
Yes, I summoned one. On
How?
accident.
Wizro is in
Ow!
your face.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Fucking Devi.
One personal space, and I just kind of will it to happen, and it causes this mark to appear on my eye.
Okay, you are a special case, and I am going to study the shit out of you.
Please, I need an adult.
I am an adult. No, but if you know the outsiders, maybe we can use your magic to find the other magister.
That may have been why I was thinking of it. Didn't want to say anything, and I accidentally let it slip. Whoops.
Well, it's a good thing you said it, because that is important information, and holy shit. Kid, you've got a special power there.
I wouldn't call it special, but whatever. Abraxas will be pleased, I bet. Just gonna go sit down in the corner for now.
Okay. So I go up to Frank and say, "Now, Frank, you listen here. We're all on the same boat now. I don't know how we got on this boat, but we're all on a boat now."
Isn't this your basement?
That doesn't look like a map of a town or a basement to me. That looks like a pirate map. So
Frank's
I
like,
assume that we're on a boat now if we're traveling to places.
Sure, you can think of it like a metaphysical boat.
All that matters is that we're stuck together now, and we've got to learn to get along with each other. Come here, let me show you how to work a grill. Flip a couple burgers.
I love him.
Does Seldra now have an adopted brother?
Frank actually gets up and is a little interested. I am rather hungry, actually. You still have the lid of the Foreman grill as a shield, by the way.
I tap my chin. I'm a bit peckish too. Wizard,
Mm,
wizard man.
yeah.
Do you have any? Do you happen to have like I don't know any spare newts or something?
Spare? Do you mean brews? Because I got you
No.
covered if you mean brews.
No, I mean like a lizard or something.
Fresh out a lizard.
Drat.
So just gonna walk off to the corner and
I point upstairs and say, "Is it safe up there?"
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go hunt a lizard.
You go into the cherry grove and hunt for lizards. Give me a fucking survival check.
All right. Let's see.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
guess what? You found a mountain sun-bearing newt. It's skinning itself on one of the rocks. Or
Perfect.
sunning. Did I say skinning? Sunning.
Yeah, you said skinning.
also you should know that the process will take
Perfect.
4 hours.
Okay.
I would like to. I would like to grab it.
Well,
Yeah,
what a wonderful
you-
world we live in with self-skinning lizards.
This fucking puppet
Magic.
just sprints at the lizard and grabs it in its grubby little mitts. What do you do with the lizard?
I'm going to just eat it whole.
No.
What?
You just
Grab it.
devour the lizard.
Yeah, we discussed this. This
Yeah,
is
no,
how
I
I
know.
gain sustenance.
I know.
A little
I-
tiny mouse
I-
just kind of like squeaks in Tenrier's shirt and then hides.
Oh, it's not. It's
I mean, he
I
was
just
outside.
kind of-
You didn't see it.
yeah. I just kind of devour the whole thing.
As you're
And then
outside, you get a moment to see the city of Estrella as like a plume of multicolored smoke in the distance.
Neat.
It's almost peaceful, except for the horrid, fucking, dark abomination snakes that are swarming around in circles above it. There's a ton of them.
Huh.